Back in 2021, a drunk driver crashed into Maple Grove Cemetery in Nicholasville. Thomas Garner drove his truck through 4 rows of headstones. City leaders estimate those damages are more than $100,000.
The families impacted are still waiting for a resolution. WKYT's Jeremy Toms talked to Nicholasville's mayor about that delay.
Thanksgiving Day marked 2 years since Thomas Garner missed a turn on Bell Court here in Nicholasville and drove directly into Maple Grove Cemetery. Yet the 26 headstones he damaged have yet to be reset, repaired, or totally replaced. Nicholasville Mayor Alex Carter says that's because the criminal case is still working through the court system. Their Commonwealth's attorney is trying to recoup the funds necessary to afford these repairs.
It's hard because, we want to preserve the historical nature of the cemetery.
City officials say 13 headstones were totally destroyed. The rest only need touch-ups, yet the cost could run up to $200,000. And Mayor Carter points out, while the cemetery is city property, the headstones are private property. So it becomes a question of whether or not they can spend public dollars on that private property. But Carter says they're determined to bring closure to those affected.
A lot of the families are personal friends of mine. I just want to make sure that the city wants, that they know that the city wants to help in any way we can and try to find a path forward to actually legally repair these headstones.
City officials tell me Garner's insurance policy only covers up to $100,000, but they need to wait until the criminal case is settled so they can look at their next steps. In Nicholasville, Jeremy Toms, WKYT.
Garner pleaded guilty earlier this year to criminal mischief and DUI. He received a 3-year probation sentence and a fine. His next hearing about restitution is set for a week from today, December 8th.